Things Podcast.
We never talked about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I want to, because we didn't, we played it, but we didn't get to talk about how awesome it was or anything. Well, first of all, how did you know about that?
Because it was announced at E3, and there was a demo at E3, and they said there's going to be demos at Best Buy.
Oh, and then you went and looked it up? Because I didn't know. Well, I didn't even. You had mentioned the game. Because we had talked about. Okay, what was it? X-Men Legends was the first one like that. And I played that in the second one, and then when it changed to Marvel, it's funny because that was obviously way before the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I didn't care about the Avengers or anything. So when they changed it to be, I know. When they changed it to be about all of Marvel, I was like, this is less interesting to me. So I never played Ultimate Alliance. Have you played any of them?
The first one, yeah. We have it.
It's awesome?
Yeah.
What is it on?
PS2.
Okay. So this one, what did you know about it before we played it?
It has over 30 characters. It has the X-Men, it has Deadpool, Guardians. It's cartoony. Not like the first two. The first two were like live action kind of looking.
Like they looked...
More realistic.
Like that new Avengers game, kind of?
Yeah.
And this one's more comic booky?
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather it be more comic booky. What would you...
Yeah.
I think when it's comic booky, one, it's more fun to look at, and two, they can have more fun with the characters. Like, you don't have to worry.
The first one is so dark.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, you can barely see anything unless you put your brightness up a lot.
Ugh.
That's because it's a really old game. It came out in 2006.
Oh, wow. So that's 13 years ago. That's older than you.
Mm-hmm.
I think when a game's cartoony, it's easier to make characters like Beast and Nightcrawler and...
Beast isn't actually in the game. He's a DLC, I'm pretty sure. He's going to be a DLC.
Well, but, like, if you're trying to make things
Neither
look
is
realistic,
Cyclops.
I think it's harder to do characters like that. Mm-hmm. Like, that look crazy.
I know, I mean the third one.
Right.
Yeah.
So, cartoony works better
I don't think...
for comic book stuff, oddly enough.
I think Beast, Cyclops, Colossus, and if Professor Xavier is playable, they're going to be a DLC. That's what the X-Men DLC is going to be. Because they're not in the game. So I'm very surprised Cyclops isn't, and Psylocke is. I feel like Psylocke's less known. So I feel like she'd be in the DLC.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. Well...
There's this like weird anime character. Just like a monster hunter or something.
Who is it? Are you looking it up?
Yeah.
So, we got to Best Buy, and we didn't know...
All characters in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
We didn't know...
Characters frequently mentioned on the web include Lockjaw and Supergiant.
That didn't work.
The first two characters are Lockjaw and Supergiant.
We had no idea.
They're not even playable, though.
We had no idea how busy this was going to be. Like, it could have been a line around the building, or it could have been nobody.
I assumed that it wasn't going to be crazy. I was pretty sure.
I didn't think it was going to be all that busy either, just because it was a Wednesday? Yeah, it was a Wednesday. Because they did it again on Saturday.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be too crazy. Because there hadn't been a big... You're way more on top of video games than I am. Mm-hmm. But the biggest video game news I hear about. Like, I know they're remaking that Link's Awakening, and they're doing the sequel to Breath of the Wild, and they're doing redoing Final Fantasy VII. Although I've known about that for years,
they're redoing the SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
gonna be on PS4.
Wasn't that game like not that great in the first place though?
Yeah. That was because it was on Wii.
It wasn't good because it was on Wii, or it?
Yeah, games on Wii are bad because of how you have to control them.
Oh, with all the moving and stuff. Mm-hmm. So, like, I hear about...
And it was just hard.
Yeah. What else?
It looks so good. Have you seen the...
What?
Have you seen the, screenshots?
Of the SpongeBob game?
Yeah.
No.
You should look at them.
Really? That's funny. Are you looking them up? Just type it in.
I know, I'm on the Nintendo
seem great.
Ultimate Alliance page.
But I know about that crazy game with Norman Reedus. That one game that I showed you the trailer for, where the guy was running around and it looked amazing, but we couldn't quite figure out what the game was about. It's by Hideo Kojima, the guy that did Metal Gear and everything. We watched the trailer. Anyway, I know about that. I know about the big stuff.
Yeah.
I know about the big stuff, but this, I didn't hear anything about Ultimate Alliance 3. I didn't hear anything about the demos, so it means they didn't promote that as well as they could have. And it looked like they intended for a lot of people to be there because we got all the little giveaway things, which I've still got to give you your pen and everything. I had to take pictures of them. I'll do that in a minute. They had tons of that bag and the sunglasses. Like, they had tons of stuff there. They clearly thought a lot of people were going to show up. But how many people were there? Like when we walked in?
4.
There were like 4 people in front of us, right?
Yeah. There could have been a lot more people in the morning, though.
I don't know. It didn't seem like it. Well, no, we got because it didn't start till 3, remember? And we got there right after 3.
Wait,
so that was...
Ant-Man's not playable? He is on a shirt for the game.
Ultimate Alliance 3?
Yeah.
And he's not playable?
No. Look, non-playable characters. First one, Ant-Man and Giant Man. He is on a shirt.
Wow. That's really weird. Beast isn't playable?
No, he's going to be in the DLC.
Colossus isn't playable?
Yeah. Neither is Cyclops.
What? Alright, well anyway.
Or Valkyrie, Vision, Professor X, Nova Corps, Lockjaw, Nick Fury, Jessica Jones.
Those are all not... Well, Jessica Jones we saw in the demo.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that in a second. So we got into Best Buy.
Who the heck is Black Dwarf?
Black Dwarf?
He's a boss.
That must be one of the Black Order, I guess.
No.
Well, I mean, maybe they made him up for the game or something.
He's not in any...
So what? I didn't know that. We got into Best Buy.
Oh, it's showing stuff that was not announced ever.
No, well, but you're looking at Wikipedia. There's no telling how accurate anything in there is. Mm-hmm. And nobody was in there. We went straight back, and there were like 4 people playing the game already, and then there were 3 or 4. I think there might have been more people working for Nintendo than there were actually there to play the game. Because there were the 2 girls, the one lady that I ended up talking to, and then there was like 2 other guys that seemed like...
They worked at Best Buy, but also seemed like they worked
Well,
at
one of
Nintendo.
them was with Nintendo, for sure.
Yeah.
And then the other guy, yeah, you're right, he might have worked for Best Buy. But, so they've got it set up, and because I'm a courteous human being, I asked them if it was okay if we took pictures, and they said we couldn't take pictures of the screen. But the lady...
Even though there's videos of the demo.
Video game stuff is weird. They're so weird about promoting stuff.
No, there are people that were playing it.
Right, but Nintendo released those.
Oh.
They want control of what gets out, which doesn't make sense, because if I'm just taking a picture of the screen...
Were released by YouTubers.
Well, then maybe they've got a deal. Remember how I told you about how YouTubers get special access to things, and that's why they're so enthusiastic?
You need to be a YouTuber.
Stuff.
You can get early toys.
I hate YouTubers, though. And
be a good YouTuber.
I tried to. Well, I tried it, and it takes. And look, I'll give them credit. It takes so much work. Maybe. It takes so much work to do that, though.
We get early toys.
Yeah, I know. But you have to do all the edit. Well, yeah, because all these people online.
You can hire someone to edit.
That costs money. What am I going to pay them with? We spend all of our money on dogs and vacations and toys. I don't have money for an editor.
You won't have to pay for toys.
Oh, that's a good point. Oh, you might be talking me into this. Yeah, all these people online already have all the Comic-Con exclusives. People are opening it. Well, you saw Zack Ryder open up the Ninja Turtles. He's got that Macho Man with the Slim Jims. They've all already got that stuff. So maybe you're right. Maybe I need to look into YouTube again with my assistant. Phantom
you know that
Jr.
Mr. Beast guy that you said I could watch?
Maybe.
The dude that I forgot what the video was. You said that's like the one YouTuber that you're giving me permission to watch.
I don't remember. Oh, the funny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
He has 2 editors.
Well, but that's what it is. It's people with a lot more time than I have, and they can devote things. 10, 15. I used to say 10 years ago. 15 years ago, 20 years ago, I could have spent the time doing that kind of stuff. But anyway.
And I'm going to STEM, so I could learn how to edit.
I hope you will learn how to edit. Well, that would be great. We'll put that on the schedule. Phantom Jr.'s YouTube channel starring this goober.
It'll be your YouTube channel.
Well,
because I don't think you can have a YouTube channel unless you're 13 or up.
Oh, right.
So it'll have to be yours.
I am 13 or up.
I think.
Barely.
I hope. Oh, it could be Otis's.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it could be Otis's.
Wait, no, he's 12.
So.
Or is he 13?
No, he's 13.
Oh, okay.
So we got into Best Buy, got to the demo. Everybody was super nice, and we got to watch people play it before we played it, which I really needed because I haven't played. What is that? It's called like a top-down scroller or something? I haven't played anything like that in a while. It's kind of like Gauntlet, though, where you've got the different classes of characters and you're looking at them from sort of above.
I'm very glad that you have colors around your characters.
Yeah, that was helpful because even with the colors, I was getting confused as to... And I was playing as Wolverine, who's like one of my favorite comic book characters of all time.
I was Rocket and Groot and I still got a little confused.
Right. It is a little confusing to watch. But multiplayer-wise, I thought it was so much easier to play than in like any of the Lego games or when anybody has a split screen or anything like that. Like I had so much more fun playing it than anything like that. Who was... Because we had 2 people playing with us. One of the Nintendo girls, I think, and then the Best Buy security guy. Who were they playing as? Do you remember? Was it Captain Marvel? Yeah, Captain Marvel.
And Miles Morales.
Yeah, and Miles, that's right. And I was originally going to be Captain Marvel, but she definitely wanted to be Captain Marvel, you could tell, so I chose Wolverine, which normally would be my first choice anyway.
I think Wolverine's in every single one of those games.
He's one of Marvel's most popular characters. I mean, it's basically like...
That's why they haven't made an Ultimate Alliance game since 2009.
Because they couldn't use the X-Men?
Yeah. Or Deadpool.
Well, it's not because they couldn't. It's because, well, we don't need to get into all that now. So we had our... They told us we'd have 8 to 10 minutes, and then the demo would cut off, or if we got to the point where it automatically cut off. Because I think that's what happened is we finished the demo, basically. So we had Wolverine, Rocket and Groot as one character, which is awesome, Captain Marvel, and Miles Morales. And Wolverine, I was just trying to play the game. Like, I wasn't really trying to learn it. I was just trying to mess around and see how far we could get and get a look at the game. Because once we own it, I'll be able to learn it. You know, I didn't need to sit there and figure out every button and what they did. But you seemed to pick it up. You were leading our group. Like, you were absolutely, like, the one going and talking to Jessica Jones and, like, figuring out what we needed to do. You were in charge, for sure. How intuitive was it as far as just figuring out the buttons and everything?
I just press stuff.
Yeah, but you were actually achieving things as opposed to just mashing buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you figure out pretty quick what each button did?
Yeah.
And you were able to follow kind of the action of what Rocket and Groot were doing to figure that out? See,
they have two different attack buttons. Groot, his heavy attack. Groot has the heavy attack, and Rocket has the light attack.
What were they?
Groot just got arms and started smacking stuff, and Rocket just shot. And then you could hold both at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
You had to hold the Rocket shooting button and keep tapping the Groot attack button, and you could do both attacks at the same time.
Oh, wow. See, I don't know if Wolverine did anything, because Wolverine had a light attack and a heavy attack, and the light attack...
No, because he's not two characters.
Well, yeah, but there should be an equivalent action for doing that. Like, Wolverine's light attack was typical.
But I don't think that was, like, made to actually happen.
Oh,
I think I just did that because I did, like, this. I don't know.
Right. Because Wolverine's light attack was just regular Wolverine claw slicing, and his heavy attack was this lunge that looked really cool. And what I liked is when Wolverine attacked, he got those little slashing animations that showed like where he was and what he was doing, which is the main way I was able to even keep track of him on the screen. Honestly, I wasn't even paying attention to Miles. Carol kept kind of getting stuck because she was flying the whole time.
Yeah.
And she didn't have to. She could drop down. But I mean, if you can fly, why wouldn't you fly? But she kind of got left behind a couple of times, and I was a little surprised there wasn't a teleport. Like if the rest of the group got too far ahead, it would just bring her up. And maybe in the final version it'll do that. I don't know. But it wasn't a huge deal because all we had to do was move back a couple inches, and she could get around the gate or whatever it was. You'd think a flying character wouldn't be stopped by a fence.
Unless it was like all the way up to space.
Yeah, it'd have to be a space fence. A space fence dome. As far as how the game looked, like I thought it looked really good. There was no... I think one of the trademarks of games like that is they're a little glitchy. Like they kind of flicker a little bit sometimes, and granted, this is me being an old man and playing like Nintendo games, but it was very smooth for as much stuff was going on the screen because it had our four characters, all their attacks, and then there'd be like a dozen ninjas would pop up. I mean, there were a lot of enemies on screen at once.
That's what I like about games when there's a lot of enemies. That's what I liked about the first Lego Star Wars game. There were a lot of enemies.
Yeah.
That's what I hope, and that's gonna play out bigger in the new Lego Star Wars game.
Well, and it should be.
This is Otis.
It should be a thing where there are tons of enemies that, like, it should be a classic game because that's comic book stories where you've got tons of hand ninjas or tons of Hydra soldiers. Or tons of AIM guys. Is that gonna be in here? Is that gonna be in it?
What? AIM?
Yeah, AIM and Hydra and all that?
I don't know about... Yeah, Hydra. I don't know about Hydra goons, though. I haven't seen any...
There's gotta be. That's like the whole thing about Hydra.
I haven't seen any Hydra goons. I've seen AIM goons, though.
Okay.
And the hand, obviously.
So there were... We tried to sort of skip through them so we could get as far into the game as we could. But there were Jessica Jones was the NPC that, like, told you what to do. I thought her voice was really good. And then they had the text boxes that you scroll through like any RPG or whatever. How did that seem to you? Like that to me, that was kind of weird because it almost felt a little old school. But I guess for this type of game, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Just felt like regular, kind of like a Lego game.
Yeah, all the Lego games do that.
And the box pops up.
Which honestly, if they're basing certain things in this game on Lego games, that's not a bad thing to do. What else?
Someone said, I really hope there's a hub world. It's an RPG kind of game. What kind of hub world are you hoping for?
Yeah, this isn't really that kind of game. Although it would be kind of cool, though.
I was like, yeah, you could have the inside of Stark Tower. What else could you need?
Well, I don't know. It would be kind of cool if, the demo that we did, obviously was a very specific story or mission or whatever. But it would be kind of cool if they had a sort of New York or somewhere where it wasn't really a mission, you could just sort of walk around. No, it wouldn't work for this game because there's too much action.
I know you go to Asgard. I know you go to Wakanda in some kind of space palace. That's it.
Yeah, it's mission based. This kind of thing, you don't just walk around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know though, because like Final Fantasy VII, you just walk around, like you explore cities and stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That would be kind of cool. But who knows? Who knows if there's anything like that? I can't remember all the characters we could choose from when we started. I know who we chose, but who else was there? Do you remember?
I know there was Rocket and Groot. There definitely was an Iron Fist. I think there was Iron Man. I think Black Panther. Definitely Captain Marvel, Miles Morales, Star-Lord, all the Guardians.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're the very first level.
That's
the very
awesome.
First level. Spider-Gwen, Wolverine, there were 13.
But then there will be more
Yeah.
that you can unlock, or is it just DLC?
More that you can unlock.
Oh, that's right, because at the end, we got Iron Fist.
Yeah.
At the end of the
All
demo.
the characters are Black Panther, Black Widow, Captain America, Captain Marvel, Crystal, Daredevil, Deadpool, Doctor Strange, Drax the Destroyer, Elektra, Elsa Bloodstone, which was that weird anime-looking character that I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Falcon, Gamora, Ghost Rider, Rocket and Groot, Hawkeye, Hulk, Iron Fist, Iron Man, Luke Cage, Magneto, Miles Morales, Miss Marvel, Nightcrawler, Psylocke, Scarlet Witch, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man, Star-Lord, Thor, Venom, Wasp, and Wolverine.
Okay. So the demo was, what was that, New York, I guess? Or
Shadowland.
Oh, that's right. They said it was the Shadowlands, and it was Kingpin. It was Kingpin's base of operations, right?
The bosses are Black Dwarf, Bullseye, Corvus Glaive, Destroyer, that thing from Thor 1.
Yeah, from Thor.
Yeah. Dr. Octopus, Dormammu, Ebony Maw, Electro, Green Goblin, Hela, Juggernaut, Kingpin, Claw, MODOK, Mysterio, Mystique, Nebula, Proxima Midnight, Red Skull, Ronan the Accuser, Sandman, Sentinels, Supergiant,
Oh my
Searcher.
gosh! All right, that's enough. We don't need to hear. I don't need all of that.
There's only 3 more.
Oh my gosh!
Thanos, Ultimo, and Ultron.
Ultimo.
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that is.
Let me click
either.
on it.
Maybe it's every single Ultimate character ever in a giant ball of villains.
Controlled by the Mandarin.
Oh, okay. So he'll be citrusy fresh. Oh, that's weird. I don't know what that is.
I think he was on the shirt with Ant-Man.
Huh. Maybe they made him up for the game or something. Considering it is Ultimate Alliance, that is a very video gamey name. Like, we will make the villain the name of the game.
But the main villain is Thanos.
Is he, though? For sure. Maybe it's Ultimo. Because he is
called the
ultimate.
Black Order.
maybe Ultimo's running the show. That's another very video gamey thing, like they did with the Spider-Man game, where that electric guy, Mr. Negative, was. Well, wait. How did it end? I can't remember how it ended. Now was he
Dr.
the main?
Octopus.
He wasn't the main villain.
It was Dr. Octopus,
which was a nice twist. Spoilers. Sorry, spoilers.
What?
And spoilers for.
I've played the game 3 times.
For the listeners. And spoilers for the demo. Because so we're in the Shadowlands, which are run by Kingpin. That's what she said, right? Mm-hmm. And we run across a bunch of rooftops, and then at the end we got to some kind of, like, it was really Asian looking, wasn't it? The doorway and everything. Like, it had to be some kind of hand headquarters.
Yeah.
And it seemed weird to me, because the whole time through we were just fighting Hand Ninja, and they were all pretty much the same character model, but they moved differently.
Yeah.
And also they're ninjas, so they should all look the same. So that didn't bug me at all. But then the bosses we fought, whoever they were like giant. Or I guess they weren't bosses, but they were like level up characters. And what were there? Were like 3 or 4 of them? Mm-hmm. And they were twice as big as the ninjas, right? And shot electricity, and I don't know. There was so much going on. I was just doing my best to slash people. Oh, one thing I noticed, when you get hit, it does the little thing where you see your hit points go away, like the little number pops out of your guy.
Yeah.
And I noticed Wolverine every once in a while would get a green number that would go into him. So he was actually regenerating.
Yeah.
His healing factor was working. I thought that was really cool. But, I mean, games have done that before, but it's nice when they get it right in that way. Because, I mean, Wolverine should do that, absolutely. Was there anything extra cool or special about Rocket and Groot that you, like, really impressed you?
No.
Aside from them having their separate attacks?
No. Not really.
Did, as far as the control of the game, like, did it feel pretty tight? Did everything work how you wanted
Very
it to?
easy to control.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought so, too. Like I said, it was the only problem I had was keeping track of the action. But I think, for me, it would just be an adjustment to playing the game. Like, once I played the game for, like, an hour, I'd be fine. Mm-hmm. Like, it would well, not even an hour. Once I played it for, like, 20 minutes, I'd get used to following my character and the action and everything, and it would be fine. And also, we weren't on the biggest screen in the world. Mm-mm. Like, I don't think it was even... Was it as big as this TV?
Yeah, it was like...
It was about that size, wasn't it? So, like, if we pulled the projector down and we're playing it on that screen, it would be awesome. So, if... It was cool.
And
we're
also
definitely...
have to plug in the Switch down here.
Well, that wouldn't be a big deal. We're definitely pre-ordering it.
Yes.
Is there any kind of deluxe edition or anything?
Yeah, with the season pass.
What does that do? It just gets you all the DLC and everything? Okay.
When it comes out. And also the exclusive Chef Deadpool.
Oh my gosh. When does it come out?
July 19th.
July 19th, so it's right around the corner.
Yeah.
So we need to have... Oh, you said you and your mom already pre-ordered it.
I'm not sure.
We need to make sure, because I want to play that game. It looks awesome. And it's 4 players, but you've got to have, obviously, 4 Switch controllers. What were we using? We were using
the Pro controllers.
Okay, but they had...
We have 4 controllers, but one of them is the Super Smash Bros.
No, I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
But it's super hard to use.
So this type of game, if you could take how this game works, what kind of game it is, and put any other franchise onto it, what would you want? I'll go ahead and say what I want, because this is what I was thinking about the whole time we were playing it. I want a Ninja Turtles game like this.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
To have all 4 turtles on the screen, and then as you go through the game, you unlock, like, all their friends.
Yeah.
That would be so awesome. It'd be perfect. Is there anything else you can think of that would be, like, a really good for this format?
I
mean, DC, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, any comic book franchise, you could throw this on there.
Maybe like a Disney game, kinda.
Oh yeah, that would be great. Kind of almost to replace Infinity?
Yeah.
Like that thing where it's everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be really cool, and you could do all the different
or Star
worlds.
Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars would be great. Although, would you rather it be trying to adapt the movies or something new with new characters that is in Star Wars?
The movies.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'd take either one. Awesome. So Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 demo. I thought it was awesome. I was old and confused, but I'm still stoked about it. And you what did you think?
It's amazing.
Amazing? We're very excited. We'll be playing it in like a month. Thank you, sir, for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you for listening to the Needless Things podcast. You're the best. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Downcast, or in the ears of a Trader Vic's employee. Love you, mean it. Uh-huh.